I'm truly honored to have the opportunity to introduce America's mayor, America's hero, Rudy Rally. Sarah Palin is qualified to be president. Here was my answer. She's a heck of a lot better qualified than Barack Obama. What has he ever done? He's never run a city, he's never run a state, he's never run a business, he's never run a military unit. The only thing he does is run. For 6 months I see that thing change, change, change.
Change for the worse.
He's after the change in your pocket. I figured it out. If you've done everything you can to elect a great man like John McCain to the presidency, if you can say to yourself, I've done everything I can to elect him, you will never regret it. You'll never look back on it and say, oh, this man disappointed me, or... Now, come on. On the other side... I mean, I much prefer to be in the position that we're in.
Amen.
We're the underdogs. We're the underdogs, right? The press has figured out who's going to win. They got the Greek columns ready. They're ready to have him come out in a puff of smoke. They anointed him a year ago. They selected him a year ago. All the polls say he's going to win. I'm going to tell you something about the polls. All the polls said that John Kerry was going to win. By 6%, 8%. They said it on election day. All the polls were wrong. You know why? Because the polls don't select presidents.
Right.
The networks don't select presidents.
Right.
The newspapers don't select presidents.
Right.
You do. And I can't believe that the people of America are going to turn their back on the kind of candidate that we have, John McCain. John McCain has been working and fighting for this country since he was a teenager. He has proven that he can be President of the United States of America. The other man is the least qualified candidate for president in the last, I would say, I can count back, okay, I usually say 100 years, you're probably right, ever.
Qualified for anything.
He is the least qualified. Joe Biden said that if Barack Obama is elected, like John Kennedy, he will be tested with a very serious international incident. Maybe Russia, maybe from the Middle East. And then he went on to say, this is even more extraordinary, that his reaction, that Obama's reaction will not appear originally to be the right reaction. It won't be the right reaction. So then they had to fix it up when they found out the press was there. So then Biden said, well, every president faces a test like this. Well, he didn't say any president. He said Barack Obama, and he compared him to John Kennedy. Here's what he's saying. He's saying what I'm saying, that Barack Obama is the least qualified candidate for president that we can remember. And John Kennedy was thought to be not qualified. But John Kennedy had a lot more experience than Barack Obama, and yet he was tested. Now, let me give you a different example. Nobody tested Dwight Eisenhower. Nobody tested Ronald Reagan. Nobody is going to test John McCain. Explain to me why America, why our country that we love, has to face this risk just to have Barack Obama the celebrity president. He wants to share the wealth. He wants to redistribute income. He wants to reduce taxes for 95% of the American people. Except 40% of the American people don't pay taxes. So he wants to take money from the people who are paying taxes, and he wants to send it to the people who aren't paying taxes. They call that welfare. That's not taxation, that's welfare. The last thing we need in the economic times that we're in is a new big welfare program. We don't need higher taxes. They can't get their story straight as to where they're going to tax. Obama first said 250,000 or less. Then it was 200,000 or less. And then Joe Biden, the gift that keeps on giving, says 150,000 or less. And then Richardson says 120,000 or less. And when they got a chance to vote, Obama and Biden voted to raise taxes on everyone making $42,000 or more. That's everybody paying taxes. I predicted this a year ago. Citizens of Nevada are having difficulties with mortgages and foreclosures, and it really is a very, very troubling and difficult situation. The only candidate that has talked about helping you is John McCain. When John McCain looked at that $700 billion that's going to go to the banks and the investment banks and the insurance companies, he said, no, no, no. Some of that money, $200 billion, $300 billion, 40% of it should go directly to help people, not just help companies, but directly to help people. And people here in Nevada need help, and they should get help, and they should be allowed to stay in their homes. And Barack Obama says, no, I'm against that. He's against it because he doesn't understand it. He's against it because they haven't taken a poll yet. He'll be for it, maybe. We'll show him a poll. 60% of the people for it, Barack Obama will be for it. I want you, people here from California and Utah and the others, I want you to get another book, one more book. Go to the houses, ring the doorbell, and start talking to people. Start talking to them, because what we're really trying to do, we're trying to undo the propaganda. We're trying to undo the propaganda of a media campaign that was the most expensive in American history.
Big lie.
With the television stations and networks and newspapers mostly on Obama's side. Well, one group concluded if you just listen to television, it would seem like there's no other choice but to vote for Obama. Well, we got to go beyond just listening to television. Who do you want to be protecting this country if, God forbid, there's an attack on this country? You want John McCain or Barack Obama? Come on. Who do you trust to handle this? Well, let's go out there. Let's go tell people that. So thank you. Thank you for coming here from California. And you just keep working. Oh, we got a Joe the Plumber out there.
We're all Joe the Plumber. Every one of us.
I'm going to nominate Joe the Plumber because I thought he asked, after months and months of the press being too afraid to ask Barack Obama a question because he is the anointed one. Barack Obama finally stuck a microphone in his face, or had a microphone there, and he just asked him a question, and Barack Obama totally fell apart with it. I'm going to spread the wealth. And Joe the Plumber had like a typical American response. What? Where does that come from? That's not an American idea.
Karl Marx.
Well, hey, I know where it comes from. It doesn't come from here. It doesn't come from our thinking. It doesn't come from what's made America great. It's come from what has destroyed other economies. So I think... USA! 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 Now go out there and get John McCain elected and be proud of what you're doing. You will never regret this. You will look back on this and you will say, I have done something for my country with the next 2 days. Something good for my country. Thank you very much.